What's going on, fam? Welcome back. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I know you're having a wonderful day. We're back with another Divine Alignment Light Code message. And I know you've been taking care of yourself, learning much as you can about who you are and why you're here on the planet at this time. And what can you do to play your part, right? To help, raise the overall energy, frequency, and vibration of the planet, so we can get things rocking and rolling, right? So at the end of the day, it's all about having that inner outer experience that we desire, so we can have that overall balance. And we're back continuing our presentation series when it comes to the 7 Hermetic principle, the basics, right? And today is about principle number 5, rhythm, right? Just having that rhythm, right? So if you're new to the channel, it's all about personal growth, development, self-discovery, self-realization, knowledge of self, and also self-mastery, okay? So at the end of the day, we can always learn more about ourselves, our environment, and just about the universe in general, right? So we can have that inner outer balance, okay? So what does that mean in layman's terms? That means leave no stone unturned, ask a lot of questions, and also ask people for references so you can get your own perspective, okay? So if you're new to the channel, be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you, all right? And as always, Earth is a school, and we'll cover more about that in just a second. As always, let's go ahead and lead in. Our purpose and mission require to learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul growth. So if you've been doing the same thing over and over again, right, expecting different results, and it hasn't been happening, it's by design, okay? So I'm gonna cover some things to help you, but we need new information, also a role model, some kind of mentor, so we can gauge ourselves to see if we're going in the right direction. That's going to give us our own individual growth, not being a copycat, right? But so we can gauge ourselves to see if we actually growing spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, right? So as we gain that knowledge and wisdom, testing things out, see what works and see what doesn't work, right? What we're gonna do is, right, we're gonna find our own sweet spot, and then just keep going from there, okay, guys? So with that being said, once we find our sweet spot and those results gonna spill over into our lives, we're gonna help people to help themselves, right? Because a lot of people are stuck on a certain level in life, right? And it's hard to see yourself inside of the frame, so to speak. So sometimes it helps to have somebody outside of the frame, or from the outside looking in, to help you get a better perspective, right? So you don't have to blindly believe anything that people are telling you, but just they're entitled to their own opinion, right? Right? So other people's opinions of you has nothing to do with you, okay? But at the same time frame, be mindful of the things people say and do, and it's just a mirror, okay? So with that being said, once you get that knowledge and wisdom, you're going to help people to help themselves. Most importantly, you're going to trust your own intuition, your own inner voice, your own energy, all right? And everything matters, okay? That's why we cover these 7 Hermetic principles. And along your path, by you testing things out, researching your name, your natal chart, these different numbers in your whole chart, right? You'll be able to find some kind of trend, right, that's going on. And then it'll have you kind of like flow into your own biorhythm and flow in life, okay? So we talked about money, right? And just the basic, paying yourself first, okay? So before you pay in the bill, learn to pay yourself first. And that way down the line, you'll have, some money left over just in case you want to invest into another asset, okay? And the biggest asset is your mind, okay? So it's all about focusing on high quality thoughts. Learning something new each and every day is going to help build new brain cells, because your brain is a muscle, right? So it's trying to work that thing out. And that's what I had to do. So before we get started, the way I like to roll, you guys know me, right? I like to give you my key points and takeaways and get you guys out of here. So I like to come with visual aid, because a lot of these books, they really don't have any pictures, okay? So what I do, once you do your own research, you'll start to realize a lot of these different scholars, they're repeating the same information but from a different point of view, and you'll be able to trim off the fat and get your own perspective, if that makes a lot more sense. So you'll see what's the real truth underneath all the different layers, because when you paraphrase and stuff like that over time, right, that's when you come up with these thick novels, when all in essence it was only meant to be 5 pages or 7 pages, right? Now we got novels and dictionaries. So what am I saying? So before we get started, please invest in these books. We got the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean by Doriel books, The Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Atlantean by Doriel books. Okay, please get these books. The Secret Teachings of the Ages by Manly P. Hall, The Secret Teachings of the Ages by Manly P. Hall. And lastly, we have the Emerald Tablets of Hermes and the Kabbalion. The Emerald Tablets of Hermes and the Kabbalion. And this is a key here. Remember, it's not religion. We just talking about sacred geometry, astrology, anatomy, nature, intuition, right? We just tying everything together in a more simplistic form so we can have a better understanding for ourselves. And then we're going to take these references and see and get our own perspective. Okay, so the reason why you're attracted to these presentations, because all of us, we received our call from the universe. It's time to grow to the next level on our hero's journey. All of us have our own unique path and mission and destiny that we have to fulfill. So what'll happen is, right, the universe is going to line up the right people, place, and event to support your growth. So you're going to lose some friends. You're going to gain some new friends that's going to give you, the information that you need to test out on your own so you can get to the next step. And so that's why I'm here, right? So I'm one of the many beacons of light. I'm going to come along your path, right, and just share my true ups and downs. I don't want you to believe anything that I'm saying or agree with anything. It's all about I'm sharing my experience with you because I know what worked in my life and what didn't work, and also some references that I came across that help tie things together instead of me just speaking a good talk, right, with the experience, but I don't have any references to back me up. And sometimes it's okay to be like that. Sometimes you'll reach a certain level of spiritual consciousness, right, or aptitude, right, or knowledge where there's no book to explain certain things. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so what am I saying? You're gonna meet people like myself sharing the true ups and downs, the things that work, the things that doesn't work, like these 7 Hermetic principles. That's why I'm covering them now and my takeaways. And you'll come across astrology, anatomy, geometry, but you're gonna test things out. You're gonna skip a lot of layers, and you're gonna raise your own consciousness through new information, right? All right, and then what's going to happen is you're going to make some mistakes, but those mistakes going to make you wise. It's going to give you the knowledge. You're going to get the experience by taking action, testing things out, and you're going to find your own sweet spot, and that's going to make you wise, and you're going to tap into your own trifecta. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And you're going to go through your own, or grow through your own personal transformation and atonement process, okay, each and every day. So be the cause in your life instead of just blindly waiting for these effects to happen. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting on luck, create your own damn luck. Okay, so key points. It's all about unity consciousness. Messages from the universe or source within you, because you are your own universe reflection. You are your own world. All right. So it's time for each and every one of us to take the full responsibility and accountability for all of our actions. We can no longer blame people outside of us for the things that are happening in our reality. Everything starts from the inside out, not the outside in. Okay. So with that being said, underneath all the layers, you are a divine light being here to have this experience as you. Okay. So, we're just different expressions of the universe, having an experience. Okay, and I want to keep it as simple as possible. And while you here, you come from higher headquarters, right, and you're gonna tap into that Israel, right, which is spirit, mind. And when you balance those two energies, right, or those two polarities here, right, and when become balanced, you're gonna have a manifestation of consciousness represented as El, which is the God within you. Okay, so your own inner voice, your own energy. Okay, and deep within your cosmic blueprint reflection, all your gifts and talents are deep within there, and that's how you have your little zodiac wheel. Okay, and you come down, you get in a top down view, as above so below, before you get ready to dock in, right, Astral City. So if you want a different perspective, spiritual perspective, please watch Astral City, A Spiritual Journey. All right, it's a movie. Astral City, A Spiritual Journey. All right, and it's just letting you know, tying things together, right, through sacred geometry. Thanks to brother Sanchez. I really appreciate you, bro. And just let you know, an ocean of invisible matter surrounds the earth. All right, it's all about tying everything together. All right, so at the end of the day, it's just staying in the present moment, right? Because the past, present, and future is happening right now. So the things that you're doing right now, like listen to this presentation, taking mental notes, or writing down notes, preferably, right? Writing things down so you can really prime your brain with new information and test things out. So again, here, what you're gonna be doing reflection. You're gonna come through that portal of your mom before you hit that docking station, the dock door, right? And you're gonna pop out the portal of your mom, right? Whether you male or female, and you're gonna come here to get that, get that knowledge from all over the place, right? and then you're gonna, test things out, get a lot of experience by taking action, see what works, see what doesn't work. So if you don't get off your butt and do anything, you're not gonna get any results. So, and then if you are testing out things and you're not getting the results that you need better information. So level up your information. So find a mentor that is getting the results that you desire. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And my goal is to get you up to the point, so you can level up. That way you can cut out the middleman and do things on your own. That's going to make you extra wise, right? And you're going to be the independent person that you designed to be. And it's going to make you whole. Because all we're doing here is just balancing our polarities out, and we can become whole. That one source of energy, so we can really, be the change agent that we're here to be. All right, so that's enough of my soapbox. Let's talk about this principle and get you out of here. So once you get here, guys, again, as you navigate in your matrix reality, everybody, the universal law applies to everything. Okay, so the principle of truth are 7. He or she who knows these understandably possess the magic key, right? Magic key, all right, before whose touch of all doors of the temple fly open. And the temple starts in your mind, right? Everything starts in the mind first before it manifests in the physical. Everything starts in the spiritual realm first before it manifests in the physical. Okay, so the 7 are mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. And today we're talking about rhythm, right? So, and as you navigate in your matrix reality, to make sure you operate in your heart chakra, this green, that heart chakra, right, within you. All right, so we're going to use the principle of Ma'at. Ma'at is an ancient system of morals and values that's going to help guide your thought and behavior as you navigate in your matrix reality. And these 7 are truth, just telling the truth to people, right? Based on, fact with honesty and integrity, justice, the state of fairness and lawful judgment, righteousness, a state of consistent good conduct, reciprocity, what goes around comes around, balance and equal distribution of weight, order, a correct sequence of thought and action, and lastly, harmony. One accord and one pleasing arrangement. So the world is equally distributed between, good and evil per se. Or people want to live, the righteous life, the godly life, or the people want to live on the Lord nature, the devil, the double, the Satan life, so to speak, right? So it's up to you whether you're going to lift people up or you're going to tear people down, okay? So let's talk about rhythm. Rhythm, let's break it down. On the polarity side, you got spirit and matter, right? But at the end of the day, as you can see here, everything flows out and in. Everything has its tide. All things rise and fall. The pendulum, and like you see here, swing, manifesting everything. So the measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensate. So what that mean in layman term? Your input equals your output, no matter what angle you're looking at, right? So creation is but a swing of the cosmic pendulum, like you see here. Inertia through energy and back again to inertia, forever and forever. It is but, a series of pretty much opposing pulsation of action and reaction, right? Integration and disintegration, right? Then we got gravitation and radiation. And then, lastly here, we got, appearance and disappearance. So, and this is the law. We got inhalation and exhalation right here. All right. Masculine and feminine principle. All right. So as we get ready to close things out, as you, learn more, we are using these. I meant to say this earlier. We are using these 7 Hermetic principles each and every day, whether we know it or not, consciously or subconsciously. Nobody escapes the law. So why not have a better understanding of these principles so we can put, apply them in our life in a positive way that we can uplift our lives and the lives of others, okay? So I'm only a messenger. So the master does, using these 7 Hermetic principles, right, consciously, and by the use of his or her real will, and attains a degree of poise, mental firmness, almost impossible of belief on the part of the masses who are swung back and forth, right, of the pendulum. All right. So the pendulum of the mind alternates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. So remember that. So you can get all the money, clothes, all the material items, all the promotions, right? These titles and stuff. It's all make believe, right? what does that really mean when you don't know who you are and why you're here on the planet at this time? And what can you do to graduate on your hero's journey? All right, because each and every one of us have our own individual purpose and path that we have to fulfill. Nobody can help us but ourselves. All right, so if you don't do anything else, knowledge yourself is more important and is longer lasting. Okay, so learn these 7 Hermetic principles, apply them, and I'm giving you some additional tools to put in your toolbox. Okay, also, there's a good side, not so good side to everything. Remember that, but there's always that divine masculine feminine principle within you. And when you balance the polarity, you're going to become whole within thyself, right? And be that source of energy that you're here to be. All right. So if you want a more, another, reference, You Are Creators on YouTube, Justin Perry, You Are Creators on YouTube. And he deals a lot with the law, of, law of attraction, and also just with the universal laws too. So I don't want to put him in a box, okay? But You Are Creators on YouTube. So according to the teaching, the info that I've been covering so far in these books, emerald tablets and stuff like that, are for those who are really ready for instruction and will attract the attention of such prepared to receive the teachings. Okay, so once you start getting a better understanding of these principles and apply them in your life, people gonna see the results and they're gonna ask you like, man, what are you doing? Or, Goddess, what are you doing? Please help me. And you're gonna feel honored, right? Because people will humble themselves down, because they, people that really want to change, they're gonna ask, for wise counsel, and it's okay. That's part of your job. All right. So as we get ready to close things out, all right, these books are meant for those, who are really ready to receive the teaching. Meaning, when the people is ready to receive the truth, then with these little books come to him or her, and it's just the law of attraction and manifestation here. So let's talk about the principle of rhythm. So the principle of rhythm embodies the truth that everything there's a manifested a measure of motion to and fro. Let me slow down. Flow and inflow, a swing back and forth, a pendulum like movement, a time like ebb and flow, kind of like a clock, right? And you see all the sacred geometry is there. All right. So with that being said, a time like ebb and flow, a high tide, a low tide between the two poles that we've been talking about, right? So which exists following the principle of polarity that we talked about, right? So there's always action and reaction, a advance and retreat, kind of, so to speak, a rise and sinking. This is in the universal affairs, which consists of what? The suns, worlds, men, business, animals, mind, energy, and matter. So this law manifests in the creation and destruction of worlds, in the rise and in fall of nations as well. And we're witnessing that right now, okay? In the life of all things. And finally, in the mental states of man, okay? Everything starts in the mind first before it manifests in the physical. And the Hermetists find that, or Hermetics, right, understands and understands of this principle, and know that it's very important, okay? Dealing with rhythm. There's a time and a season for everything, all right? But it's all about having those consistent actions, if I can sum that up. All right, so basically, learn the universal application of this principle will help the student to develop means to overcome many obstacles that pop up in your reality, because you'll be able to reverse engineer things. So basically, working formulas through alchemy, and we first deal with the mental alchemy, making the best out of the worst, coming up with these ideas and coming up with methods that are going to give you some knowledge, right? And applying the things you're going to make you wise. But they apply the mental law of neutralization by what? Getting higher knowledge. Because once you get higher knowledge, you'll eliminate the swing, the ebb and the flow of the swing, because you know what works and what doesn't work, and the things that doesn't work doesn't affect you because you have knowledge yourself, right? But the people that lack knowledge, they'll be caught off guard, like, hey, go get this, go get that, go do this, go do that, right? Without knowing why. So when you ask why, that puts you on a higher plane, and you know why, instead of believing. Okay, I hope that makes sense so far. So Again, they apply the mental law of neutralization. They cannot annul the cause or principle to cease its operation, but they have learned how to escape its effects upon themselves to a certain degree, depending upon the mastery of the principle. That's like what I was illustrating here. So when you master the principle with knowledge, you'll know how to get out of certain situation, because you're like, hey, no, we don't have to worry about that. That doesn't apply to us. You know, that's where common sense and critical thinking comes in, okay? Right? So with that being said, learn how to use these principles, okay? And this principle, okay, instead of being used by it. So polarize yourself to the desired point that we, kind of discuss here of rest, and then neutralize the rhythmic swing of the pendulum, which would tend to carry pretty much everybody else because they lack knowledge back and forth. All right. So at the end of the day, that's why self-mastery and conscious use of these principles each and every day is very important, in my opinion. Okay, so this has been my takeaways when it comes to the principle of rhythm, right? And we'll be back with cause and effect, because we've been talking about that for quite some time, right? Be sure to click that like and subscribe button down below, okay? And also drop a thank you. If you appreciate the content, drop a thank you, all right? And I appreciate you for investing in yourself to listen to these presentations, or if you're not listening, at least reading over the presentation, let your intuition kick in, and then let it guide you to the next step. Congratulations, I'm proud of you, all right? It's not easy to take in new information, okay? So again, we know Earth is a school. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button down below. I greatly appreciate you. And as always, our purpose and mission require learn a whole bunch of life lessons to gain that experience and knowledge for our soul growth. It's never too late to rewrite your story, but you need to do something now. Get off your butt and do something now. And once you get that knowledge, you get the results in your life. You're gonna help people to help themselves instead of charging them for, to better themselves. Come on, man. Let's do better. So trust your inner voice, your own energy. You know everything matters. Find your own biorhythm and flow in life. Most importantly, pay yourself first before you pay those bills, and focus on them high quality thoughts. Learn something new each and every day to build those new brain cells. All right, this concludes this presentation. We'll be back with our next presentation of cause and effect. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Take care of yourself, love yourself, keep investing in your mental health. Until next time, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.